Hello, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful Wednesday with the Couch Potato Queens right here on the Survivor Recap Podcast. I am your host, Detroit comedy legend Sam Meier. I am joined, of course, by Miss Alex Knows It All, the queen herself, Detroit's premier queen of mean, and resident short king of the Couch Potato Queens podcast, Alec Albright. Alex, how are you doing tonight?
I'm so thrilled to be here. Can't wait to talk about this episode.
Alec, you were swept up in your very first season of Survivor ever.
I am. It's exciting.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
Alec figured out tonight that he's a challenge guy.
Oh, you're a challenge guy.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I zone out on the challenges.
Oh, really?
But Ken is also a challenge guy.
I know Ken's a challenge guy. Ken's gonna love this episode because we have 2 challenges.
Jonathan was a beast.
I know.
Correct. Everyone needs a Jonathan in their life. If he shaved his head, Maureen, I would be all over that. Jelly Donuts! I haven't seen you in forever.
Hey, Jelly Donuts.
Really dislike Roxroy. Also, Jonathan is shit at this game. He doesn't have to be good. Hello, Atharella. Jonathan doesn't have to be good. He is a mountain of muscle.
Yeah, I mean, Madame Caliente knows what's up. Jonathan is literally going to make it the top 3 by winning challenges only.
Yeah, I mean,
this tribe is too scared to get rid of him. They're not going to let him. They're going to keep him till merge, and it's going to shoot him in the foot.
Yeah, well, everyone's going to pile on him because they were talking about him being like Goliath tonight.
Oh yeah,
and it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the other thing, though, is they're going to get to the merge, and the first time that he has a puzzle in front of him, he's absolutely sunk. We saw how he responded to the puzzle in week 2, where he lost that insane lead his team had. Here's the thing, though. If those 4 stay tight, I could see them doing well. If one of them can win a challenge, because Omar's very good at puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay has been right there with him. She's good at puzzles.
Yeah. And this is a good point. He's the only muscle guy. I think they thought Roxroy might be a muscle guy.
Mm-hmm.
They were wrong.
They were sorely mistaken.
Sorely mistaken with Roxroy.
Roxroy's like a crotchety old guy. That's that's the stereotype he's falling into.
Yeah, and he's very muscular too, so it's been a little bit of a surprise.
I know. Maybe he's just laying low, and then if he makes it past merge, he'll be like, surprise!
That's a move. That's a move.
It would be a move, but just a bad one.
Yeah. Girl, your tribe keeps going to tribal. Come on.
Sure, that's fair.
And with how things went down, it is clear that Roxroy is on the outs in his tribe. So, before we get too far into it, folks, please remember to subscribe to the Couch Potato Queens. Oh, no, that's Chantel, but you should follow her too. Follow the Couch Potato Queens on Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to this channel. Like this video. It's super fun. Leave a comment below. I don't know, just because you love us, because you're yes, Couch Potato Queens. But yep, Maureen, I think you nailed it. Ika really cannot keep it together. We saw how they were at Tribal tonight, and I would say out of all of the teams, they're sort of the least cohesive.
Yeah.
Is the other teams all sort of really have a vibe in their remaining members, and Ika is the most these people don't know what to do with each other.
Yeah.
They're leftovers, baby. But we'll talk about them in a minute. I want to start with Vati returning from Tribal Council last week. The big Daniel and Chanel drama blew up. Daniel is taking somehow all of the blame in this scenario, and Chanel is walking away scot-free.
I mean, I understand that. I watched the pod last week, and I saw that there was some discourse about ooh, who looks worse? And I'm it's clearly Daniel. why are we even talking about this? It's clearly Daniel.
But it's wild to me that it is like so clearly Daniel. Like, it's funny to me that
because he's the one that caused the scene at Tribal. He was like,
Mhm.
we're not going to Rocks. And it's like, okay, we're not going to go to the Rocks, but stop freaking out. Like if you're going to like actively freak out at Tribal, it's your fault now.
yeah.
Like if he could have just said, well, we can't go to Rocks, it would have been fine. But he like had to freak out about it. So of course now it's his fault. It's all about, you know, the pageantry of it all. And if you're going to put on a bad show, it's your fault.
Jelly donuts. Yeah, Chanel, cover your tracks, queen. Go off.
We stand.
Alec, you were also very critical of Daniel last week.
Yes.
You were hoping, actually, that he would go to Tribal again this week.
Me too.
I was hoping they would go to Tribal again, but I have this weird feeling about him that he's like this conniving little snake that's gonna weasel his way out of this stuff. Like, there's just this feeling I have that like he's somehow gonna like slip through the cracks and like somehow weasel his way out of this. He has a better odds of doing that now, having not gone to Tribal this week. Time can, make people forget and new crazier things can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw that he potentially dislocates his shoulder again next week and then goes swimming.
I
mean, he's just such a dud. I'm like, I can't.
But I agree, Adrian. Chanel staying unbothered by all this is really playing well in her favor. Because people, it's true. Like, it's with what we saw in Ika as well tonight, is like keeping it together and just like being cool gets you a lot farther than people like discovering you like, oh, well, you had a plan, but you acted a fool, and that's why we'll send you home.
Exactly. If you can't just remain calm, you're gonna be the scapegoat 100%. So
hey, Sophie.
Hi.
3 people play the shot in the dark. It is rigged. I don't think it's rigged. I think it's just a 1 in 6 chance. And it's a 1 in 6 chance every time.
Okay, we're going to skip a little bit ahead because I want to talk about how mad I am about the shot in the darks.
Talk about it.
This is such a dumb twist because it feels useless. Like, we already saw this twist in the previous season. It never panned out. People talk about it all the time like it's this huge thing, but like it's never worked out. We've seen it so many times now that I'm like, I don't care about this anymore. I'd rather just see people vote.
Yeah.
Like, I miss people voting, and I feel like this shot in the dark is keeping people from forming alliances that they can like rely on.
I hear that. I think that the instability helps a little bit with how fast paced the game is moving. And also I'm just like, but wait, when it does pan out, it's going to be unreal. Like, people are going to lose their mind.
I don't think we're going to see it pan out though. That's the thing. I feel like it's at this point now, I feel like almost at least 2 out of 3 tribes. Or has it been all 3 tribes someone's played the shot in the dark?
I think it's been all 3 tribes someone's played the shot in the dark and it hasn't panned out.
I know. Which I guess then your odds are better. If someone else didn't have it, your odds are better. So maybe
no, but your odds don't get better. It's a 1 in 6 chance every time you play it.
Correct. You're right.
It doesn't get, it doesn't like.
I'm thinking golden chocolate bar. I'm thinking.
Yes, you're thinking golden chocolate bar. No, this is what is that? Like a 15% chance?
Yeah.
Is that correct math? It's like 15 to 20% chance every time, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So I feel like once people see people get like fucked over by this twist, they're going to be like, oh, I'm not doing that. Like Swathi got screwed over by it. If she had just voted.
No, she still would have gone home.
Oh, no, you're correct. Yeah.
Yeah, she still would have gone home. And that's been the case every time, is that the person who was going to go home still does. But Alec had an interesting point. What if everyone votes for the person who plays the shot in the dark and they get it? What even happens then?
Like a new vote?
Does it go to Rocks?
That's what I said. I was like, let's just go straight to Rocks. But either way, like if it goes straight to Rocks or if it's a whole new vote, that creates
absolute chaos.
That I want to see happen.
Yeah, I mean, that would be fierce, but the probability is just not good enough. You know what I mean?
Dawn agrees.
But then it's like if we had made the probability better, then everybody would just be doing it all the time, and then no one would ever go home and be like, okay, like everyone has an idol now. So
It's true.
It's a weird place. Like it kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, no,
It's giving me very much It's Chocolate energy. So, for all of our Drag Race fans.
Energy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we had Chanel getting away scot-free. We also really get Hai, Mike, and Lydia forming a solid trio. Sort of, Chanel's sort of like the fourth that they'll take over Daniel, but like those three seem to be tighter than ever.
I don't think that's going to last, though. I see them very much being like a three based on their circumstances. I feel like they got freaked out by how messy Daniel was being, and they're like, we're a three now.
Yeah.
And then the second they get to merge, that is Dunsville. That's
I would love to see Romeo and Hai working together, only because they're like two little matchsticks.
Oh, I know. I know. I would love that. Hai, I think, is really showing his potential to be a really great Survivor player. Yeah. And I worry that if he makes the merge, he will not last long after the merge, because people will see that. They'll be like, oh, you're good. You gotta go.
Yeah, but like he has not super shown that in front of other people. I feel like he's been playing a pretty chill game, I think. So I'm like, he might be okay for a minute. We'll see. Yeah. But so we get into the reward challenge, and Taku, it was like the previous immunity challenge. Yeah. They were done before the other tribes had even reached like even a partial completion point.
Thanks to Goliath.
Jonathan's killing it, and they are very lucky to have them, because the rest of them would be in so much trouble without him.
He's ridiculous.
Why? Okay, so Madame Caliente is asking, why has nobody found the other two idols?
It's just the blue tribe that hasn't found the idol yet.
We aren't sure yet. At the Rella, someone has found one of the idols. Yeah, that's Mike. He's waiting for the merge, because if he waits for the merge, it just automatically becomes an idol, right?
He still doesn't have a vote, even if he doesn't say that phrase.
Yeah.
He still doesn't have a vote. But if they make it to merge,
they don't have to say the phrases.
No, it just becomes an idol.
Yeah.
Do we know that for sure?
Yes.
I think we're pretty certain. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And so what he's trying to do is he's trying to like suss out the other two people who have the idols.
Right.
And then just screw them over, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, I could see him playing it at. Yeah. No, I get that.
Kind of the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
And he's pretty secure on his tribe right now.
Yeah.
Not having a vote puts him in a little bit of a weird position, because who's still on Ika? Ika still has, so there's Hai, Mike, and Lydia, but there's only 2 votes between them. And then Daniel. Wait, am I talking about the same? Yeah, Daniel and Chanel then.
Yeah.
But they're on Swati. They're not on Ika.
I
keep getting Hai and Romeo confused in my head.
Thin people, they all look the same.
These twinks, these twanks, these twunks. Also, thank you so much for blessing me on my sneezes.
Oh my god, and happy golden birthday, Sam.
Thank you. It was my birthday yesterday, everyone. I'm a whole year older.
We're going to do birthday stuff this weekend, so stay tuned on the Couch Potato Queens Instagram to see what we're doing, y'all.
Celebrating with the queens. Okay, so this immunity challenge, though, Taku sweeps in a major way, and for the first time, we see these other tribes really call out Jonathan, and he's a little bothered by it. Alec, what were your thoughts on like how that went down? How the other tribes sort of like piled in on him after the win?
I don't know. I mean, like there's intimidation, right? Like he is an intimidating force. player, whatever, if he makes it to the merge or whatever, you're going to have to face him, and he has the high probability of just, dominating all these challenges.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, it's an interesting thing. Like, I feel like you would want to try to befriend him, if anything.
Potentially, yeah. When people are not scared of that physical threat, or they know that they're strong in another area, he could be great to have. I mean, that's why that
Omar
Taku 4, why Omar's a great, like, for latching onto him is like, he's got the muscle covered, I got the brains covered.
Together, excellent Survivor player.
Yeah, they make one perfect man. I also just love every time Omar jumps into the water, he like plugs his nose and belly flops.
That's my favorite thing. There's always one person that does one of these on Survivor. I love it.
Mm-hmm. So, Alex, how did you feel about this like pile on Jonathan? Like, do you think he's becoming too much of a threat going into the merge?
I kind of feel like Jeff probed that a little bit for
Jeff probested it a little bit.
He probested it a little bit. He was just, he was just like, wow, Jonathan, your tribe, really, wow. And I'm like, Jeff, come on. Like, we all know what you're saying. So I feel like Jeff was really pushing for that. And Tori was like really biting at the bit to be like, well, it was just Jonathan who won that for them. So I mean, say it out loud, make them feel uncomfortable in the tribe, maybe say it to make the tribe he's on be like, oh, we got to get this guy out pre-merge. And,
I hear you on that. How do you feel though about Jonathan being like, we're a tight 4, we're family, no one will ever tear us apart?
He's a fucking blockhead, his 2 brain cells are just like, must lift the boat. Like,
must lift family.
Like, literally, he literally said,
I feel like I don't know enough about Survivor to know why that was such a big deal, him saying that.
Because essentially what happened is he said, we are an alliance. When we get to the merge, we are a type 4. You are not breaking us up. We are a threat. The 4 of us, threat.
Yes. And as much drama happens internally on a tribe, you still don't want the other tribes knowing how your dynamics work, because that gives them all the upper hand when it comes to strategizing with or against you.
So now when the merge happens, if I was on one of the other 2 tribes, I'd be like, okay, blue tribe, let's join together to get out these numbers because we know that they're an alliance.
Yeah.
So it's a target on their back.
Easy targets, or at least a few of them easy targets until they're not so much a threat.
Yeah.
And Jonathan would probably be the first to go of that group. They would target him immediately.
Yeah.
Also, Madame Caliente, thank you for bringing this up. His dad telling him to start doing pull-ups at age 3.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Raise your brother up the mountain. Whoever loses has to do it 3 more times.
I have a friend who has a parent like this, and they like have told me all about it. They're like, yeah, like our dad would make us like do push-ups as punishments and stuff. And I'm like, physical exercise as punishments is like some of the most fucked up things that you can do to your children. So I felt so bad for Jonathan when he said that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, he was like, so I'm pretty tough. And I was like,
I'm like, no, you're damaged. Are you okay? Jonathan, are you okay?
Can you hear me through the drums?
Like, Jonathan's dad is sitting at home watching this like, wow, I raised a good man.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Oh, baby.
Please don't glorify abusive parents.
But also, I loved that, like, he very much knows he's sort of the Doug of his tribe. He's like, you need muscle? I'm your muscle. Like, I'm like, okay. He's like, whatever you need, I got it. And I'm like, okay, work, Jonathan. Like, he has watched enough of the show to understand where he's at.
Yeah, I mean, he literally said, everyone knows I'm a shield. He literally used the phrase meat shield without saying the phrase meat shield.
I'm pretty sure he did say meat shield.
No, he just said shield.
Okay.
I clocked it. I would have clocked meat shield. So
I thought for sure that he said he was a meat shield.
No, you just wanted to hear that.
I just wanted to hear meat shield.
I know. I just wanted to hear that man say meat shield.
So we get to the immunity challenge with our meat shield. And it's an interesting one. I don't remember having seen one like this, and at least in recent memory.
Yeah.
Where 2 members of the tribe are hooked up to a boat. The other 2 ride in the boat. Those 2 are responsible for retrieving the keys that are hanging off of a big old platform, and then completing the puzzle at the end of it. And Jonathan takes off like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He is like tearing through the water like Flipper. Free Willy, free his Willy. I don't know.
Alec is still trying to process Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Very much trying to, like a bat out of hell was right there for you.
Like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that crazy motherfucker.
Hell does not carry a sleigh. You know, like what racing creature? Sleigh! Don't carry my sleigh.
What was that Sled Dogs movie with Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Oh, Snow Dogs.
There you go.
What was that Sled Dogs movie? Snow Dogs.
Snow Dogs. So Jonathan leaps off the platform like Snow Dogs featuring Cuba Gooding Jr.
Here it is.
That's it. That's the one.
Glad we workshopped that joke.
Yep. He was in a high-speed boat chase. God, he was moving with great speed and agility through the water like a sleek sea lion. Like a sea bear. I thought it was Snow Buddies. I think that's a different movie.
There's a lot of movies about sled dogs.
Yes,
but all came out around the same like 5-year period.
Because I reference that a lot in reference to my own dog Chuck when he comes in from the snow, and I say
my snow buddy.
I say hello, Snow Dog, featuring Cuba Gooding Jr. Anyway, so Jonathan gives his team again an immense lead, and it pays off. Omar and Lindsay are able to get that puzzle done. Lydia notably misses the key jump twice. Once is forgivable, okay? Like you can see everyone else, for the most part, sort of like takes a second, lines themselves up, and then jumps for the key. And Lydia just sort of like flailed after it the first time. But then it seemed she was even more off the second time. And I'm like a lot of people did, like Omar did this. And that's sort of my
Omar's doing it? What are you doing?
Like, Omar can do it. What are you doing?
I don't think I would have been able to do it.
You legitimately don't think you could have jumped off and grabbed the thing?
I feel like all of them are taller than me. I feel like every single person on that cast is taller than me.
I agree. It's a tall cast. And Alec is a short king.
I think
Alec is a short king.
I think everyone's taller than me. I think I would have struggled with that.
Lily has officially become a meme queen on Twitter with that jump. Seriously though, she missed it hard.
She did.
Poor baby. Luckily she didn't go to tribal because that honestly could have put her on the block.
Yeah, it would have been fair means for her to go.
Yeah. Be like, girl, that was because they were right there for the rest of it. But ultimately they were able to put Chanel then like went for her. Alec was even here like, is someone else allowed to jump for her? Like, is that like, it's like, is there a mercy kill rule in Survivor where it's just like, oh girl, it's just not gonna happen.
It's not happening.
Alec didn't see last season when Heather.
Oh, Heather.
We'll just have to pull up that one challenge and show Alec that one challenge.
Will, absolutely. There was this older white woman who just, Heather, and then the
Remember
other
when
was
Ken
Tiffany.
thought that Heather was 25?
Who thought that?
Ken.
I don't remember that. That's wild to me.
Ken literally was like, she's 25. And I'm like, are you okay?
She's like 50 something. She was younger than we thought, though.
No, she wasn't.
At least she didn't belly flop. Hashtag who's Heather? Seriously. Heather was largely not a part of the season. No, she was there. She just wasn't featured. Who is Heather? Never heard of her. In the words of Stacey Lane Matthews, who the fuck is Heather? She's 25 backwards. Yeah, that was bad. And then Tiffany last season as well couldn't finish one of the challenges.
Icon,
legend. But they kept going. Like it was a mess. Taku wins. Jonathan's a huge asset. He pulls him way ahead. Vati pulls in a close second. Iko, like they were both pretty in it together.
Yeah.
Up to that point. Ika ends up going to tribal. Tori and Swati are is it Swathi? It's spelled Swati, but they all seem to be saying Swathi.
I think it's Swathi.
I think so too. Tori and Swathi are the targets going into the evening. Now, Swathi has been playing a pretty good game up to this point, but all of the pieces sort of fall apart where she's telling everyone they're her number one. And like, that's the phrase you don't use. For any of you going on to Survivor, you keep that ambiguous. Mm-hmm. You know, you let people fill in the blanks themselves, but saying you're my number one is a big statement in Survivor.
Yeah. Even all of the they said this to me, but you're the one I really wanted to play with, but you're the one that I really wanted to work with this whole time, because then you can't ever say that for real then down the line.
No.
Like those are things that you need to say at the merge.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to say it one time when you mean it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't be throwing that around.
No, and she used the same speech. Like Drea called her out for scheming, and she used the same speech that she had used earlier on Drea.
Yeah.
Like word for word, she used the same thing with everyone.
It was messy.
Like, girl, messy. If she'd kept her mouth closed, Tori would have gone home.
Exactly. And that's honestly what we all wanted. Let's be for real.
I mean, there's part of me.
No, fuck Tori.
There's part of me that's just like, Tori is that girl who's just like somehow making it through. Like everyone, like no one likes her.
I do.
No one really likes her, but also I loved her little like that the therapist is coming out more. She's
projecting.
You're projecting, and honestly, it's sad. I'm sad for you. And I was like, but somehow, based on this vote, they didn't loop in Roxroy. Tori is now in an alliance with Drea and Romeo. What? Like, you're like, we hate you, but you keep your shit together, so you get to work with us now.
I mean, I think it's good to have an alliance where there's one person clearly on the bottom and it's not you. You know, so good on them, because now once merge happens, they'll be like, well, you know, at least we know if we make it far, we can cut her loose when the time comes.
We don't know the fact that she's anti-vax, allegedly, but she is single-handed. Like, all of this chaos is happening around her, and somehow she's remaining safe.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I feel like she's going to make the merge, but she's not going to go far in the merge.
But she might, because she is playing the Sandra model of anyone but me. Roxroy's going home next.
Oh, so, I can see it. I thought he was going to go tonight.
I'm a little surprised he didn't go tonight. You thought for sure. Now, Alec, I want you to explain your take on the Roxroy situation.
Well, just the fact that, like, I don't understand why no one would vote for him, because clearly everyone finds him annoying. He's a control freak and he's getting on everyone's nerves. Wouldn't that just be enough to vote somebody out? Like, I don't want to live with this person.
Absolutely not. In the game of Survivor,
I just think it's like that person.
It's like a very cute take.
Oh, that's so sweet, Alec.
I know. He's like, why
Like
can't they
thinking
just
that in Big Brother, you're voting on who's the worst house guest. Oh,
Well, it's more than that though, because Big Brother would apply the same because they live together. But like, you're literally living with this person. Like, I would vote for them every time. That would be me.
Alec just wants a healthy living space.
Yes.
honestly, our camp is getting really toxic, and I think we should vote out Roxroy. I mean, I know he's my number one, but he's just like
This
really
is
toxic on the
emotional
beach.
Survivor, and Roxroy is devastating my vibes.
Alec and all of the confessionals will be like, my strategy going into this is to keep our camp clean and not get in anybody's way.
Keep up positive vibes.
My strategy going into this week is to make sure that I don't piss anyone off or annoy anyone.
No.
And just like clean up around camp and like, like bring water to people. Just be like a good roommate,
My real strategy, live, laugh, love.
You're gonna live, laugh, love your way to the top, baby.
Gonna live, laugh, love my way to $1 million, baby. Oh, Jelly Donuts, Gen Z versus Gen X at its finest. Jelly Donuts versus Roxroy. This tribe's one of the most chaotic tribes ever. I love it.
Oh, for real though.
Alec and Nura, the duo we didn't know we needed. Wait, Nura from which season? How do I not know this queen?
Let us know who you're talking about.
Jelly Donuts, please let us know what season. My strategy is to go for the throat and cut all y'all bitches.
Don't play too hard too quick.
Too hard too quick, Madam Caliente. That is the biggest mistake. Don't stand out as a threat in the early game. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I don't know. This whole situation with the Roxroy of it all, like, I do see him going next. Oh, because they didn't include him. And he's not going to like that.
No. I mean, I kind of think they might have included him, and they put, I think Roxroy might have put down Tori in case Swati got the shot in the dark.
But, okay, in my opinion, Roxroy seemed surprised, and I thought that his vote of confidence for Swathi, like, sort of led me to believe that if he was told, he disagreed with the group's decision.
Yeah, I got that vibe too.
I didn't think they told him at all. And like, there's a part of me that, again, might just be like ignorant to the game, but I'm like, I feel like they might have just forgot to loop him in.
Like, that doesn't matter. Let him do whatever he wants.
No, and that's the thing, though, is that, like, they knew they had 3. There was no real reason to loop in Roxroy.
Yeah.
Unless they were, like, trying to work with him. But I also think that they knew how he felt about Swathi. And they didn't want him to blow up their game by being like, well, this is, like, when he was talking to Tori, and she's just sitting there, she's like, yeah, totally. Like, I was like, oh God, I know that face for like every woman that I know, just glazing over when a straight man talks to them.
Me, anytime my partner talks about D&D, oh my God.
Just glaze over and wish for death.
Literally.
For death. God. I don't know, but do you think there will be repercussions for them not telling Roxroy?
No, because he doesn't know how to play the game. He's just going to be like, no one told me what's going on, so I'm on the bottom of the tribe, and we'll get like one soundbite about it, maybe.
Yeah, and then we'll just be like, okay, and no one's going to care.
Like, what could possibly be the repercussion of not telling him? He's now the minority, like, there's 3 against him.
Yeah, well, the issue is that if we go into a merge and he's angry, he is a vote that goes somewhere else rather than staying within the initial group.
Does the merge just happen like by surprise, or is there usually a set time in the game where the merge happens?
I think that the merge should happen in the next 3 episodes.
It'll happen soon. I'm trying to think with the last one. Do we get down to 12? Is it 12 or 10?
Someone let us know when they merged last season.
Yeah, because it also kind of depends on the season. There's not like necessarily a set number when the merge happens.
But
Last
this
season,
season is like mirroring last season, like basically to the T, so it should be pretty similar.
yeah,
Right.
challenges are shaken up, but how everything else is functioning is going pretty similar. I think it was 12 last season.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
they merged at 12.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we all know that the merge is coming. We're at 13 right
They
now.
merge episode 6 when we had the hourglass twist.
Yeah. So last season what happened was they did a merge, but then they split them in half. And
So
one
two
group
teams.
one group
For,
had to
like,
go to
one
tribal
episode.
council and one group did not.
Okay.
And then it was full merge after that episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there was a whole twist involved with it that changed the game and got the winner on her winning streak. Sort of on her path.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So how many are we at now?
We're at 13 now.
No.
Oh, so we have one more pre-juror.
One more pre-juror, and then we're into the merge. Because we've got
more pre-juror.
Yeah, we've got 4 on Taku, and now with this elimination, we've got 4 on Ika, and then we've got 5 still on Vati.
So who do we think, and let us know in the comments, who do we think is our last pre-juror?
I could see it being Roxroy. I could see Ika losing again next week.
They're going to be so scattered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can definitely see them going to tribal again.
I think so too. I think they're going to be scattered. They have to put Roxroy in for both challenges now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been arguably their weakest link in these challenges.
Yeah.
Roxroy or a gag could be Marianne.
I don't see that tribe losing. But I'm gonna, Jonathan, if they're smart, they'll get Jonathan out next episode.
I don't think they will, though. I think Omar, well, that's the thing with Jonathan announcing their Type 4 to the world,
if Omar wants to fucking play the game, they should throw the challenge next episode and just strong arm Jonathan the fuck out of there.
I think that's a bad idea, though, to go into the merge when you have a Type 4 and to throw one of those people out.
That's true. Because at least you have like the meat shield on your side.
Yeah. Maureen, let us know how Beyond the Edge is going. Because we have been dogging it hard every time a commercial comes on. It looks terrible. If it's not, let us know. But here's the thing is, I think Omar and Lindsay are real tied into Jonathan. I think that they choose him over Marianne any day of the week to stay on the tribe. Plus, like, going into the merge, if Jonathan is consistently winning physical challenges, that does leave them in a position of power. Granted, this is all developing. If Jonathan is winning challenges, they are going to come after numbers 2, 3, and 4 to eliminate his influence. Jonathan himself might be safe, but they can make sure that he doesn't have any real power in the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is too much for a beginner survivor's head.
We're talking statistics, numbers, and Alec is just like, I just want to be a good roommate.
They can't throw it. Jonathan will Nasir it, and that is absolutely fair.
Absolutely.
Last season that tried to throw a challenge, and one of their teammates who they were trying to get rid of was just such a strong competitor.
He still won.
They still won. They didn't even get like second. They won
by like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be hard to throw a challenge with Jonathan on the team. As we've seen, he's pretty much done it himself a lot of these times.
Mm-hmm. Some good players on the show. No surprise, Meta World Peace quit on day 2. Jelly Donuts told us that as well. I don't know who Meta World Peace is.
He's a basketball player.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why. He also quit Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah.
CBS is never casting him ever again.
No.
You can't quit 2 shows. Okay, he says, I watched all 40 seasons last summer. That was a challenge.
Now you're a Survivor expert, though. You did your homework.
You did your homework, Madam Caliente. I don't know. I think it behooves Taku to keep Jonathan in the game. I really think it does.
Yeah.
I think
I think he's such like a family man. He's not going to be swayed to any other alliance.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that, like, I think that he is the kind of person, personally, if I was on Taku, I'd be like, no, I want to keep this dude because he's going to be a target. He's going to win immunity challenges.
Mhm.
Like, he will be loyal to me.
He's a meat
Yeah.
shield.
He's a meat.
That's a number for me. That is someone
Mhm.
who's always going to be here because he's always going to win.
Mhm.
And he's a shield.
Mhm. And if there's ever a situation where, you know, he's not safe, like, we know he'll be a target.
Yeah. The problem, though, comes when you get down to like final 5 and that guy's still there.
Mhm.
And you're like, fuck, now I have to physically beat this guy in a challenge.
Yeah, I have to physically beat this guy in a challenge. I'm interested to see how he does in those endurance challenges. But
He seems like a yoga guy, though. He'll be like,
I know.
like
Well,
he's gonna
like,
be like stoic and shit about it.
yes,
It's gonna be so annoying.
the world record for pull-ups with, you know, with like 100 pounds, like 100-pound weight on him, and doing like 15 pull-ups in a minute.
That's a lot to deal with.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is, like, demonstrably he can do that sort of, you know, like, heavy
You know what he'll
lifting.
be terrible at is those challenges where it's like you put a ball in the top and the ball comes down and then you have to catch the ball and put it back in and then put another one in and keep catching the ball and putting it back in.
You think?
He's gonna be awful at that.
Most Survivor individual challenges are endurance type challenges. Jonathan happened to have been on a show called he's been on a show called Endurance.
There you go.
They got to get this guy out of here. They got to get him out.
They gotta get him out. Oh, but like,
Or hope that they do some individual puzzle challenges.
I don't see him ever being like a real threat in like Survivor 2.0 that we've entered with the CBS diversity statement. Like, I don't see Jonathan winning this season. I don't think there's any way.
I don't know. With this cast, they don't really seem to care.
No, they like, we don't have a cookout situation.
No,
Yeah,
this cast is like.
But like last season, for example, we saw an all-black alliance.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Which was a first in Survivor history because they've never had enough black people for an alliance before.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but glad that it happened. But yes, this season we're not necessarily getting the same energy. Although I would love to see Chanel and Drea play together.
Oh, yeah.
I would really love to see Chanel and Drea play together. I think it's a stronger version of Shan and Liana. Don't come for me! Our fans love Liana, and she was a trash player.
Oh my god, we're about to get canceled, Sam. You can't
get
say
canceled in the comments.
Ugh.
Yeah, but I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to be Roxroy next. I think that they would I think that if Ika goes into Tribal, Drea and Hai, or Drea and Romeo. No, it is Drea and Hai. Right? I'm so confused. No, it's Drea and Romeo. I'll get there eventually. Drea and Romeo would rather bring Tori with them than Rox. That would be my choice as well.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know though, because if you know you're going into the merge, I don't trust Tori at all in the merge. I'm like, this girl's got to go.
Yeah, and if you know you're not bringing a number with you, like you're not bringing a secure number, might as well bring someone that everyone's going to hate.
Exactly.
And takes, like, you know, is not going to scheme against you necessarily.
And isn't a physical threat at all. Like, I'd be like, no, we got to get Tori the fuck out of here. She's been shady as hell the past 2 weeks. Like, yeah, we're 3 now, I guess. But, like, are we?
So,
like,
so then if...
I would not trust her pre-merge or post-merge at all.
So if Vati, if the Green Tribe goes... canceled, do not come for Queen Liana. Chanel, Drea, Marianne would be a fun alliance. Would be a really fun alliance. Are we getting the knowledge is not power advantage again? Oh, then what is the knowledge is power advantage from last season, Alec? Was that if you are allowed to ask one person one time if they have either an idol or an advantage.
Okay.
If they have it on their person,
yeah,
they have to give it to you.
Okay. That's crazy. So the way you're making the fact that you specifically said on their person, can you have an idol and not bring hide it and not bring it with you to council?
Yes, and they don't have to ask you at tribal council. They can ask you anywhere.
Oh, okay.
But last season what happened is Liana had the knowledge is power advantage. She, but unfortunately kind of
Alec, you have to watch last season.
You do. She showed her hand a little too early, and the people who she was trying to steal from found out and shuffled the advantage over to another tribe member, and then she looked like a big dummy.
I like the sound of that.
Tori in the merge would be iconic, Madame Caliente. I agree.
It was 2 weeks in my time, okay? We're living on my clock, not their bullshit clock.
Jonathan was on a show called Endurance when he was younger, which had challenges in it. Yes, yeah, when he was 14, we saw he is on
when he was
show.
14?
Yes, according to...
So it's a child endurance show? That's
apparently, a lot. Madame Caliente said he was on Endurance at 14 years old.
Wait, maybe I saw this show back in the day.
He was a pretty jacked child based on the photos, so I don't know.
I'm sorry. It was a show for children to show their endurance.
I watched a show like that when I was younger, and I'm wondering if that was the show.
Lest we forget, there's also a show that exists called Man versus Child Chef Showdown.
Also, don't forget my favorite reality show, Kid Nation.
Yes, I know all about Kid Nation.
Kid Nation is a show where they got 40 kids that were all under the age of 14 to go live in an abandoned old Western town. And then they became different tribes in the old Western town, and they had to create their own civilization as children. And they'd be like, do you want to have bathrooms or do you want to have candy? And the kids would be like, candy! And then they'd have no bathrooms.
Yeah. No, it was a mess. There are hour-long YouTube videos talking about this show.
That's insane. I have to watch it.
Sam, it is some of the best television ever made.
They wiped it.
Oh God, they wiped it everywhere.
You can't find it.
Yeah, I can't even. Jelly Donuts, I can't even do a pull-up. Same, Jelly Donuts, same. Anyway, okay. So if Vati goes to tribal Green Tribe, are we pretty sure it's Daniel? I feel like Daniel would need a miracle not to go home at this point.
Yeah, he needs to find an idol or get some advantage, or some twist needs to happen for him not to be going home.
He's not going home.
But here's the thing is that Mike already has the idol. So Daniel really doesn't have a shot at finding an idol.
No, he's fucked.
He's fucked.
Or someone else on that tribe has to act even more erratic than he did. So
truly, but who's gonna do that?
No one. Maybe Mike, but he has an idol.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Well, not yet, but and then finally, if Taku goes to tribal, to me, it's Marianne. I feel like she's on the outs.
Yeah. Marianne's gone.
I think she's gone if Taku goes to tribal. But yeah, Alex, any final thoughts on the episode?
No, I'm excited to see who goes to tribal next, because these weeks leading up to the merge get real juicy. So
they do get real juicy. The tribes are small, and the votes get brutal.
Yeah. I can't wait for some real good twists to happen, or you know what I mean, or some real good blind sides, because they're coming up. I can feel it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, we know that these players are going into this merge scrappy. You don't see it every season. You see a lot of comfortable people. These tribes are all being pushed hard. And I love to see they're gonna go into this merge ready to play.
Oh, before we go, one thing I want to talk about, the amount of times that Jeff Probst said decent-sized fish. I cannot.
I feel like Omar may see the closeness between John and Lindsay and may form a duo with Marianne. I don't think so, though. I think they've got a trio going and Marianne's on the outs. And I think that Omar's okay with that. Like, I think Omar understands, like, he is Jonathan's little beta male. Lindsay is not really
lifelong third wheel.
Yeah, just real greasy third wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, okay, Madame Caliente's digging this more than 41.
Yeah.
Alec, do you have any final thoughts on this episode? Anything that went down tonight?
Still just processing, just trying to take it all in and learn what I can here. Excited to see where this goes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been fun. Swati, of course, played her shot in the dark. It didn't work out. We did kind of talk about that. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited to see a shot in the dark I'm excited to see a shot in the dark pan out. I'm excited to see the scramble that happens when it does. Because everyone voted for the same person. I'm excited to see where the season goes. We're getting close to the merge, and I am hungry for it. But folks, that is it for our show tonight. Please remember to follow the Couch Potato Queens on Twitter at Couch Potato Queens. That's QWNZ. Instagram at Couch Potato Queens spelled normally. Subscribe to this channel. Like this video. Leave a comment about how much you like my little chest hair. Also remember, Alex, time to plug yourself, baby.
You can follow me on Instagram at alexknowsitall.jpg and on Twitter at alexknowsitall_ baby.
Alec remains the elusive Shantoos, and meanwhile, it's a secret. What's Alec's secret? His social media handles. But you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Sam Meier Comedy. A lot of big announcements, very exciting announcements coming in the next months, folks. So it would be best for you to follow us. And remember to outwit, outlast, and outgay, honeys. We'll see you next week. Oh, and also we'll see you on Friday for RuPaul's Drag Race Pod. Bye.